Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 2-3 Zone for Sunday, October 26th, 2025. Hey, glad you could join us on Sunday slate. What do we got? A few games to go through, 9 games to go through, 3, 6, 9, 9 games on the card here on a Sunday. So, hey, apologize to everybody who joins us here on the 2-3 Zone for Mr. Saturday, just some technical difficulties. And this one's even was a little bit tough for you to get to because man, some of these lines in the NBA definitely weren't thrown out there early for us. So, but hey, we got you covered here on Sunday's slate. We'll go through every game on the card as we always do. But before we do, we'll get to the cameras I got with me. I got Ron with me. I got Al Ninos joining me here as well for the 2-3 Zone. Happy to have, I believe that was the number 2 capper in the NBA here at Tony's Picks last season. So, hey, got to have him here joining us on the NBA edition of the 2-3 Zone. Glad to have you here, Al. How you doing, buddy?
Thanks. Happy to be here. Making my 2-3 debut. 2-3 Zone was a zone I used to love running when I was a kid. So, definitely familiar with the zone, but hoping to get more familiar with the show as well. So, yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having me. And hopefully we can get off to a good start.
Definitely glad to have you here joining us. So, getting some NBA action because, you know me, I'm here, but I'm a little bit more selective on the NBA. These two guys are way better at the NBA than I am. So we got one, we got two. So hey, speaking of one, Ron was the number 1 last year. So hey, how are you doing here, buddy?
Hey, pretty good start to the season. We've seen some of these teams how they're going to be, and then we've once again seen some teams that you just don't know what the hell they're doing, like the Memphis Grizzlies. So yeah, we got to figure these teams out, see what they're doing. We got the running into 3 and 4 nights now. We're running into back-to-backs. You know that was one of our formulas, absolute winners last year. So get ready to do that again this year.
Right, definitely. You got to watch 3 and 4. I believe we were all on Portland on Friday night, where the Warriors were in that 3 and 4 night situation, and Portland ran right off the court there in that one. I know in the last 2-3 zone, we were all on that one. It was early on in the season. It's the overreaction is what it is. You got to watch out because there's teams that were like game 1 and they were definitely looked awful, and they bounced back in game 2. So still some question marks on some of these teams on what they're going to be. And you look at some of the free throw numbers are like, whoo, nobody took some time over the summer to do a little bit of a shoot around or even take some shots at some baskets because some 60% free throw shootings here in the NBA. It's kind of a little low, but it's still early. So, hey, let's get to Sunday's slate on a 9-game card. Let's kick it off in San Antonio. They've been a surprise early on. Watch out for them. Brooklyn into town. Spurs laying 11.5 here in this one, total 227. Let's kick it on over to Ron. What do you like here in this one?
Yeah, we know that defense that they played. We saw it in game 1 against the Dallas Mavericks, and we saw it again the other night. Looks like they're going against Brooklyn, who's horrible defensively. Got to lay it with the San Antonio Spurs here. But I think the strongest play to look at is probably the under in this one. I think that total of 227 is a little high there. I think Brooklyn doesn't get nothing done, and maybe San Antonio does. So look for the under in San Antonio and Brooklyn.
Heading on over to Al. What do you like here in this matchup?
Yeah, it's sounding like Cam Thomas will be available here after coming off that game where he got a nasal fracture. But anyways, he should be good to go for this one. And again, I have to agree, though, despite Cam Thomas here playing, I think definitely in rebuild mode are these Nets here. Again, it's hard for me to lay these double-digit numbers, but I will look at the Spurs to come out to the better start here. I'll lay the smaller number with the Spurs here in the first quarter. I think they just got the better team right now, playing the better basketball. As you mentioned, you like the under. See, the Brooklyn is 2-0 the over so far. You mentioned their horrible defense. Now, yeah, they're going to be up against, obviously, Wembanyama. They're locking down that paint, but yeah, I just think, again, I'll be on the Spurs here first quarter just to land the smaller number.
And for me, I'm going to go first half too, but I'm going to take the under here in the first half. We've seen the Spurs team play some solid defensive basketball. 11.5 just seems at least the back door open for me for Brooklyn. Brooklyn's a team that looks like they're going to live and die by the 3. and not bad start for them percentage wise at shooting the three. They're actually better than the Spurs shooting the three so far. You look, and so if the Nets get hot at the 3-point line, well, maybe, but I think the Spurs at home here in this one defend it, and also Spurs off a road win. They've come back in those first halves, 28-9 in that first half to the under. So I like the under 114.5 here in the first half. Low scoring, low paced one in this one to kick us off. And that wraps up game one here on Sunday. I don't know where the next one we got slate. And we got Boston heading into Detroit to take on the Pistons. Pistons laying 3.5 over under 226. Well, I don't know where the hell to get it started. What do you like here?
Yeah, Celtics off to a rough start, and obviously they're missing some pieces that they had over the last few years. Now it's a different look here for these Celtics, but 0-2 coming in. Yeah, rough start as I mentioned, coming in 0-2 straight up, 0-2 against the spread. But again, I think that we're starting to get some value here on them. Getting more than a field goal here. I think they can at least keep it within a single possession. If not win this one outright. I think we talked about this one earlier before starting the show. I think there's a ton of value here on the money line as well. Again, it's not like they're going to go the whole season without winning a game. I think this is definitely a matchup that they can handle. Not the most overwhelming roster there on Detroit's side. And I think Jaylen Brown questionable again. You might want to double check his status before making your play here, but I think the value is on the Celtics right now. Again, just over that one possession.
Head on over to Ron. What do you like here in this one?
Yeah, I think we got consensus on this one. You look at the Detroit Pistons at home, laying points 1-6 against the spread their last 7. The over has hit 4 of 6 at home there in these games, so maybe an over 226.5. But I'm with Al. Give me the Celtics and sprinkle that money line.
Yeah, definitely think we're on a consensus here in this one. I like Boston here as well. Boston, we know that they love to live and die by the 3, and those reason why they're 0-2. Why? Because they're shooting 30% from the 3-point line, and that's not typical Boston numbers. So they're just going to get better as the games roll along. So I'm with you. Take Boston plus 3.5 here in this one. Boston also first of a back-to-back spot here. They want to kick off and get themselves a win here in this back-to-back spot. And guess what? They've fared fairly well in the first leg of a back-to-back. They're on a nice little 9-game winning streak as the Celtics squad in the first spot of a back-to-back. So nice little trend there. I'll take the Celtics plus 3.5. All right, on to game number 3 we got on the slate here. We got Charlotte here. Speaking of back-to-back spot, Charlotte on the back-to-back spot heading into Washington to take on the Wizards here. And this one total 234.5. Hey, I'll get it started here. This one, you look at the Charlotte squad, and I like what we've seen. A couple covers, a nice little win in their home opener. Did tail off in that the second half there against the 76ers. Almost blew the cover for us there in that one, but I think maybe they might have tried to keep a little in the tank for this game. I don't think it matters. I think Washington's well rested here, and they take advantage of a Charlotte squad here on the second half of a back-to-back. I think Washington here. There's a reason they're favored. Give me the Wizards here in this one, minus the 1.5. I think they win by 3 to 5. Since Charlotte maybe hang around early, but I think the Wizards finally pull away late, which is a tired spot for Charlotte. So I'll take the Wizards here in this one. I don't know over to Ron. What do you like here in this matchup?
Yeah, all the results are pretty much in the 250, 240 range, and I'm thinking the same thing probably happens here. Just I agree with you, Rod, coming off that back-to-back with the Philadelphia Sixers. Putting up 246 points, 253, something like that in their first game. I think this is an over, clear over 234.5. Take the over in Charlotte and Washington.
Head on over to Ninos. What do you like here?
You mentioned Charlotte being pretty impressive, 2-0 against the spread so far. But again, don't think they're going to keep covering every number here and not getting many points. I agree with you guys. I think this is a good spot for Washington here with the rest and home court advantage. Think again, just Chris Middleton and CJ McCollum just take advantage of these tired legs. And again, not the toughest lineup there for the Hornets either. So I think this is a good spot here for the Wizards in their home opener. Played their 2 first games on the road back home here. So I think you see a nice effort out of them. Yeah, I think all values on the Wizards here.
Kind of like the over with Ron as well. You look Charlotte. Hey, there's a second half of the back-to-back spots. Charlotte in their road of a second half of a back-to-back spot. 4 straight overs. I think this is on the move. Since we've been shooting and I put this thing up, I think 234.5 has probably become 235.5 by the time this video drops, and I might even rise some more. So if you like the over, definitely jump on an ASAP. Hey, that wraps up game 3. Let's head on over to the next one we got on the slate for Sunday. The Knicks heading into Miami to take on the Heat. Knicks laid 2.5, total 229.5. I don't know over to Al to get started. What do you like here?
Yeah, this is one of the matchups I think I like most. Again, now a couple question marks here with Miles McBride and Carl Anthony Towns here for the Knicks. But we've seen Cat on the injury report now for the first couple of games of the season, and he's ended up playing. Don't see him sitting this one out. Now the Heat, again, a pretty good team themselves, but I think that at full strength, I think I got to give the edge to the Knicks here. Just more impressed with what I've seen out of them so far. And again, just think they're the better team here, laying a small number on the road. Hey, less than a field goal, I'm in. I'll take the Knicks here and lay the points with them.
Head on over to Ron. What do you like here in this matchup?
Yeah, I look at the Knicks 2-0 right now. Miami's 2-0 against the spread after that big win in Memphis, putting up 146. I think they come back down to earth. Look at the Knicks. They're 7-3 against the spread on the road in their last 10 road games. So I'm going to take the Knicks. Might even get it low enough for you to take the money line, but right now it's seeing maybe 2.5, 3. So yeah, take the Knicks there.
Yeah, you lose Heat in their first 2 games, average-wise, they're scoring about 134 points a game over their first 2 games. So offensively, man, if that's the case here, I think the Knicks defensively, that number comes down a little bit. But I still think we see plenty of offense in this one in Miami between these two. A lot up and down the court we go. Why? Because the last 5 head-to-head have all got up and over the total. I'm going to take the over here in this one. 229 seems a little bit light of a game that I see this going well into the 230 range is where I've got this sitting. So give me the over 229.5 in this one. All right, heading on over to Bucks taking on the Cavs. Cavs laying 6.5 here in this matchup. I don't know where to Ron. What do you like here?
Yeah, you look at Milwaukee, they did do their job. They went into Toronto. A lot of people didn't think they were going to take them out, and they won out right up there. And you got Cleveland, who's just been playing really at par right now. 131-24 last victory there over Brooklyn Nets. I really don't have a side in this one, but I think the total, maybe we look at under in this one coming back home. So I'm going to look at the Cleveland Cavaliers under in this one.
Heading on over to Al. What do you like here?
Yeah, you got the Bucks getting 6.5 here on the road. They're coming in at 2-0 against the spread, while the Cavs are 0-2 against the spread. And again, if it were to go full game, I may probably would be leaning toward the Bucks here, getting the 6.5 points. But I think my stronger play will be to just back the Cavs early again here in the first quarter. Just trying to lay this as small a number as I can. I do think. I mean, hey, it's going against Giannis here, my boy. But do think that the Cavs got the better team here. And yeah, again, as long as Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen are healthy, I think that they're just the better 3 here. More star power here, despite Giannis being there. Again, good front court for these Bucks, but I think they need some help there in the back court. So I'll give the edge here to the Cavs early.
I'm right here in this one. I like the over with a lean to the Bucks getting 6.5 here. I think this turns into a track. I mean, we've seen both of these teams start off their year scoring points. Plenty of offense for both sides. Both teams almost hit 50% field goals in their start of their first game. So I think that's what you get here. Track me, give me the over 236. I think this gets well into the 240s. Even if you look what they've been giving up defensively, these squad, that gives you 240. because the Bucks have been averaging giving up about 118 points in their couple games. Cavs been giving up about 122, and there's your 240 there. But offensively, they've been scoring. Bucks 128 points in their first 2 games. Cavs 121, and that's almost 250. So I think this number's a little light. Values on the over. Bucks, Cavs. Heading on over to the next one, we got to say we got the Pacers heading into Minnesota. Minnesota laying 10.5, and this one total 229.5. I'll get us going here in this one. For me, look, Pacers second half of a back-to-back. It looks like they did slow up a little bit in that first leg of the back-to-back in that fourth quarter, only scoring 19 points. Memphis had themselves a 20-point lead, so Pacers were able to pull up a little bit in this game, try to get prepared and rest a little bit heading into Minnesota. But for me here in this one, there's a reason this thing's at 10.5. Minnesota home opener. They started their season out on the road, so first one back at home, and what have they done? They've won 11 straight home openers versus an Eastern Conference opponent. So here in this one, I think the Timberwolves roll. I think it's Anthony Edwards and company show off in this game. I think the Pacers in the second half, maybe Pacers early because you get a big giant number, but I think as the second half of this game rolls along, I think the early season back-to-back spot gets to the Pacers. And the Timberwolves pull away. I'll lay it here with Minnesota. I don't know over to Ron. What do you like here in this matchup?
Yeah, I agree 100%. You look at Indiana, just left Memphis, got to fly, travel back-to-back, going into Minnesota. I think it's a definite Minnesota spot. They get their win at home.
I don't know over to Al. What do you like here?
Yeah, this one I really like if your book offers you this bet. I like the Wolves here to win both halves at plus 115. So again, don't have to worry about any numbers. Just be in the lead there at both the halftime and at by the time the game's over. If you don't have that bet, I just again just try to lay a small number as I can here with the Wolves. I think it's just a good spot with the better team here. So again, if you can't do that first half, second half bet, then just lay the points with the Wolves in the first quarter.
Hey, that wraps up Game 6 on the Sunday slate. Let's head over to Game 7. We got the Raptors heading into Dallas to take on the Mavs. Mavs like 1.5 here, and this one total 230. Well, I don't know where the Ninos to get it started. What do you like here?
Sorry, you got the Mavs and the Raptors?
Yep, Mavs and the Raptors in this one.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of the tougher ones for me, but I think I'm gonna give the edge to the Raptors here. I know it's they're out here on the road in Dallas, but just looking up and down these rosters, yeah, you got like the addition there, Cooper Flag here for the Mavericks. They're building. They got a good little roster for themselves. You know, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson out there stretching the floor for them. But I think again, I just like. As a team, I just like this unit better of these Raptors here. So I think that's where I'll be here. We could take them probably on the money line, just seeing 1.5 with them right now. So I'll just be on the Raptors money line here and just try not to lay any juice in this one. Again, not my strongest play, probably one of the games I like the least on this card, but that's where I'd be if I had to bet this one.
Heading on over to Ron. What do you like here in this matchup?
Yeah, definite consensus with that. We know what the Raptors do on the road as a dog. They're 16-6 last 22 on the road. We saw what they did in game 1 on the road. I know they came back home and lost to Milwaukee, but they get back out on the road. I think they're more comfortable. Take the Raps plus 1.5, and like Al said, sprinkle that money line.
If Raptors do win this one, they'll be ending a streak. They've lost 7 straight games versus a Western Conference opponent. So tough, man. The Raptors grabbing some air miles definitely to start the season because you got to think they started playing their first game of the year in Atlanta, flew all the way back home to get beat by the Bucks, and then you got to fly all the way to Dallas for this matchup, third game to start the season. I'm gonna take the over. I think both of we've seen Dallas offense not so good to start the season. They're averaging about 100 points a game, 0-2 to start it. I think this third game get things going. Raptors love to play run and gun. They got the guys that have no problem to go up and down the court. So instead of taking a side here, I'm going to take the over. I think we see plenty of offense. This Raptors squad has showed that they can blob 138 on teams like they did in their first road game. And I think Dallas defensively is not enough to slow that up. I think the Raptors give up their fair share as well. You look at Dallas in their lone game against an Eastern Conference opponent, they scored 107. So that puts me well into the 240s. So I think this total is a touch light. Give me over Toronto and Dallas in this one on Sunday. All right, let's head on over to Lakers taking on the Kings. Total 230 in this one. Well, I don't know where to run to get us started. What do you like here?
Yeah, you know how I feel about the Kings. We got Russell Westbrook on the team, and I'm not going to back them anyway or any way but lose there. Give me the Lakers on the money line. Kings are 0-7 on the money line against good defenses. So look for the Lakers to hit this one and get themselves a win.
I think we might be feeling a consensus. I don't know where the Ninos. What do you like here in this matchup?
Yeah, it's just not a spot. I'm going to go against my Lakers here. I'm seeing Luka Doncic on the injury report, so I'll definitely wait. I think he plays, obviously, here, but again, I just think this is a team they can handle. Not the worst roster in the league. I kind of like Levine and DeRozan. Just think it's kind of hard to make them work together. Honestly, I thought splitting them up was a good move. And then now the Kings just got to figure this out and try to make it work. But I think offensively it kind of causes a few problems. And so, yeah, I'll be on my Lakers here. Doncic off to a great start this season. It's just absolutely on fire. So as long as he stays hot, I think we got a good shot to win this one. I'll be on the money line as well here with the Lakers.
I'm going to give everybody a different look. I'm going to take the over here, 230 in this matchup. I think we see some offense between these two teams. We know this Sacramento team doesn't play defense at all, none whatsoever. They don't want to get injured. They're not trying to get up. They're not trying to jump and get injured. No chance. They're trying to block shots. They'll let you fire away at will, as they say, in this one. Also, Lakers, first leg of a back-to-back spot here, so got to play again on Monday. And they've first leg of a back-to-back spot for the Lakers, 4-0 in the last 4 to the over. So I'll take the over here in this one. As we've seen some early offense in the NBA to kick off the year. Usually you think the defenses step up. So far, I haven't seen that. We've seen a lot more overs come in these NBA to kick off 2025. That's for sure. So I like the over here in this one.
Also, sounds like Levine feeling under the weather there a little bit, popping up on the injury report as well. So have to see what kind of form he shows up into this one as well. So, yeah, if he's not at 100%, it's going to be tough for the Kings here.
Definitely. Seeing people are getting scared with the Luka news and that news. And this total's actually come down. It opened 231.5. People are starting to bet the under, thinking, it's going to be a lower scoring one. So I'm not rushing to the window to bet an over. I think we can get a better number than this 230 by the time this tips off late Sunday. So wait till it drops a little bit and then bet it just before tip off. You'll get a better number, I'm telling you, than this 230 for the over. And then we'll know who's in and who's out, basically. And even if Luka and Levine don't play under the weather, I love backups coming in. They have something to prove, so they want to shoot and score. So fading a team just because a player's out, they make it into the number already for that reason. Line makers know about it. They probably know the injury news before we know the injury news. So I'm telling you, they bake those numbers already into the line. Don't overreact to injury.
You got Malik Monk. He's ready to go. Yep.
Yeah. The next guy up on the bench will come up, and usually that guy's already. He's Jets. All right, my guy should go off the bench. So and get some minutes. So all right, that wraps up game 8. Let's head on to the final one. We got a slate. We got Portland taking on the Clippers. Clippers laid 7.5, not the 9.5 that they've laid in every game we've seen so far in the first 2 they played this season. And we've seen mixed bag results from them so far. Clippers good at home. Clippers not so good on the road. Clippers at home only had 7.5. They're fishy to me. Shouldn't it be 9.5? Wait, Portland's been pretty good. But that was at home. Now they're here on the road. So let's head over to Ron to get it started. What do you like?
Yeah, I can see it going up to 9.5, Rod. Like I said, it's my best bet on Friday night. Clippers just rolled over the Suns. The Clippers, man, in that Intuit Dome, man, there's something about that place, and they play well there. Like you said, they go out to Utah, get blasted by a hapless Jazz team. Pretty much Larry Markkinen and Walker Kessler beat them single-handedly. But they come home and they're just incredible. If you look at their last year's record, they're 21-9 as a home favorite, winning by an average of 13. So, yeah, if it gets to 9.5, it gets to 11.5, 12.5. I'm still good. Give me the Clippers minus 7.5.
Heading on over to Ninos. What do they here? Portland or the Clippers?
Yeah, I mean, definitely got the better team here, right? But again, just not one to lay big numbers. May lean, again, this is a number they could cover, even if it's a bit short of that, with some late game fouls. But again, I'll just be on the Clippers here to get in and get out early. Be on the Clippers, just laying a small number here in the first quarter. Again, Bradley Beal is in the mark here on the injury report, dealing with some back issues. But again, whether he plays or not, I think they still got plenty on this roster to handle these Blazers.
And for me here in this one, I like the over. I think we see plenty of offense in these ones. Clippers on a nice little 5-game over streak as well. That's included dating some to the game last season as well. Also head-to-head, these teams 7-3 to the over in the last 10. Lean to the Clippers at the 7.5 price. I think this value, like I said, I think this should be at 9.5, maybe even 10. They've been dominant over Portland. They've won 11 in the last 12 meetings against Portland. Having these Clippers, but I'll take the over. 224 seems light. They would easily get into the 230s in this one here on Sunday. Hey, that wraps up Sunday's action here in the NBA. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have yourself a wonderful Sunday. Any final words before we head on out?
Yeah, I think it was mentioned in the comments. I think Rod answered it pretty well, though. You guys, when we shoot these videos, and Rod even said we've been waiting like half the afternoon waiting for lines to get up so we can get these, plays out in time. You gotta give us a break here. I mean, the lines will change, a couple of lines, and Rod had mentioned it, somebody in the chat. So watch your lines. I know it maybe not be the same lines that we're seeing because they do change, but we try to get this as early as possible so you can get your best line value. So yeah, just remember that when you're making your bets.
Definitely. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have yourself a wonderful Sunday, everybody. Take care. We'll catch you again on Monday for the 2-3 zone again. Good luck with your bets, everybody. Take care.
Good luck, everybody.